Welcome to Straight from the Source with Hayley Watts, and our guest today is Senator Mike McGuire. Now, from Marin County right now, State Senator President Pro Tem, but you have something else in mind for what you want to do next. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, Hayley, it's nice to see you. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. Really excited to be with you. Yeah, look, I'm a fourth generation Northern California resident. My son, my wife, and I live in Sonoma County. We are, my family were prune growers and grape growers for over 50 years, farming the fertile soils of Northern California. And I'm running for Congress, running for Congress to be able to represent the North State in Northern California. And the bottom line is this, is that I was raised by two amazing women, my mom and my grandma. My mom and dad had a pretty bad divorce growing up. And my grandma took us in, and she taught me three things in life. You gotta work hard. You have to be the hardest working person in the room. You gotta work together. The only way to make progress stick in life is by working together. And you never take no for an answer for the people you work for and the issues you believe in. And I would be honored to be able to represent the North State in the House of Representatives.
Okay, so you come from, as you just mentioned, a farming family, right? But I also know that you got into politics pretty early. What, you were a teenager, right, when you ran for, was it a school board?
I did, yeah. So look, I was involved in FFA all throughout. Loved it. Raised hogs and raised sheep, and grew up on our family's farm out in the Alexander Valley. And long story short, I was sitting in my ag science class in high school, and you look out in the class, and there were garbage cans collecting water from a leaky roof. And it was freezing in Mr. Wallstrom's class, and it's because the boiler didn't work. And then if you had to use the boiler, it was old. And then if you had to use the restroom, you had to trot across the campus. And I say all that is, I was really upset. Like, we expect so much success from our students and from teachers, and they're in these antiquated facilities. So a year after I graduated from high school, I ran for the school board because I knew that we could do better.
And you won.
I won. It was a lot of work. But I'm going to go back to what my grandma said. You work hard, you work together, and you don't take no for an answer. And we could do better for our students. And we rebuilt those the high school and the middle school within 6 years of passing our local school bond. And that's also a big belief of mine. I'm a big believer in public education. I think the best investment that we can make is in our kids in public schools, and especially in rural parts of California. We've gone from dead last in the nation in California down to $24,000 per student per year. We've invested permanent funding for career training programs. Over half of all college students now that go to Chico State or NEUC are now going tuition free, driving down the cost of college. Again, the best investment is in strong public schools. The ultimate equalizer in our society is making sure that we have a strong public education system.
So, gosh, a couple things I want to ask you about. Speaking of, you brought up education, and something that I saw both Democrats and Republicans, just people across our communities, get really fired up about was we recently had a Chico mom sue the school board over the transparency rules around protecting certain kids who are going through gender identity stuff, and current state law saying that basically the schools can protect the kids and not tell families. Where do you stand on that sort of thing?
Look, I think that the decision is with the student and the parents. And if a student wants to stand strong for what they believe in, the state is going to need to be able to stand up for them. But here's what I think. The vast majority of folks in rural California, this is what they want. I think they want to send their kids to good schools. I think the vast majority of folks in rural California want to be able to have access to a good job. I think they want to have quality health care and keep their hospitals open. I think they want to have their life be more affordable in California. And that's what I stand for. I represent a rural part of this state, out west from the Golden Gate Bridge to the Oregon border, currently in the state Senate. I'm the first rural Democrat to lead the California State Senate in over a century. And I know, especially in these partisan times, that the word Democrat can be a dirty word at times in some households. But I just want to tell you what I believe in. I believe in right now that we have to work together more than ever. The only way to make progress stick is by working together. And just like the North State, we have been devastated by wildfires. And if someone's house burns down, you don't ask if they're a Democrat or a Republican. You go and help them because it's a neighbor in need. And that's what we need right now. People don't want to hear more about politics. They want to hear more about people. The highest calling in life is to be able to help people. And that's what I'm all about. And where my focus is, and where my focus has been in the state Senate, we've doubled the number of CAL FIRE firefighters, billions of dollars to be able to make communities more wildfire safe, expanding healthcare in rural communities. We've been focused on building good rural jobs, expanding broadband in every corner of this state. That's what we need right now. We need someone that's going to be focused, hardworking, and deliver.
So you talked about working together,
Yeah.
right? And it feels like more than ever. I mean, we saw this with the government shutdown, right? Like in the Senate, there was this inability to work together. I mean, the House put something forward. Do you feel like you'll be able to compromise on some of the things? Like, are you someone who you're just going to stick with what the party says and this is how I vote because that's what the Democratic Party votes? Or do you think you would fight for, let's maybe make some concessions?
I think the best predictor of the future is to be able to look at the past and the accomplishments that I've had in the past. I represent some of the most rural areas in all of the West Coast, some of the most rural areas. And if you take a look at the greatest need in the United States of America, per capita, highest rates of unsheltered homelessness, highest jobless rates, highest ACEs scores for kids, it's in rural parts of this state and rural parts of America. And again, I want to be very clear. It's not about having a D or an R. It's about treating everyone fairly. It's about putting Americans first. And that's what I'm about. We are Americans first. We're not Democrats or Republicans. And when it comes to the party line, here's what I believe, is that we have to protect health care. 42% of folks in the 1st Congressional District are on Medicaid. 42%. And Republicans in Congress voted to take their health care away. That's the honest to God truth. Also voted to be able to increase their health care premiums, some by 3 times more than what they're paying now. I was just talking with a family from Crescent City yesterday. They're paying $760 per month. Their healthcare premiums, because the premiums were now going up because they didn't take action in Congress, it's going up to $3,300 per month.
Yeah.
And I say all that is they're now having to make a decision on putting food on their table or paying for healthcare. It doesn't have to be this way.
Right.
In rural California, is going to be impacted. Rural hospitals like we see in Glenn County are going to continue to close by the dozens if we don't invest in healthcare and protect people's healthcare.
And so what are you thinking? I mean, is it just basically keeping Affordable Care Act things in place and not rolling that back, or do you have further plans than that?
So first and foremost, I think right now, if you take a look at where the greatest need for healthcare is, it's in rural parts of this state.
Yeah.
So again, let's take a look at the 1st Congressional District. 42% of all residents in the 1st Congressional District are on Medicaid.
Right.
That's not including Medicare for folks who are older.
Yeah.
And what the Congress just voted to do is strip their health care. It's done. It was in H.R. 1,
Right.
the big bill. And so here's what I would do. I would restore their health care. I would put back the premium subsidies so that folks aren't seeing their health care increases go up. I want to go back to that family. $760 per month going up to $3,300 per month. The tariff taxes are costing folks an additional $2,000 per year that I would not support. So you're darn right. I would vote to be able to put the subsidies back. I would vote to be able to protect health care. I would vote to eliminate the tariff taxes. Our agricultural economy here in the North State and throughout California, California is the #1 agricultural economy in the world. We are being hammered by the tariffs. And so I would also vote to be able to erase those tariffs to be able to help farmers thrive. And I think that's also a really big focus that needs to happen in Congress.
Yeah, you know, getting back to farmers and to agriculture, I mean, I know we've extended the Farm Bill, right?
Yeah.
People were hoping to see some changes. What do you think about what's been extended, and what would you like to see change when it's actually redrafted?
Yeah, so I think #1, especially here in the North State, and Hayley, please push back on me if you think I'm incorrect. #1, if you take a look at our nut farmers, you take a look at the high export, both produce as well as fruit, they are getting hammered because of tariffs. We need to release the tariffs. It's hurting our entire agricultural economy. #2, we have to focus long-term on sustainable water, especially here in the North State. I think behind tariffs, we have to make sure that there's water available to be able to farm.
Yeah.
On the Farm Bill, I'll be deeply involved because here in the North State or in the western part of Northern California, those subsidies, that funding is critical for long-term success. The other piece that I'll just say is not so much here in the North State, but also across Northern California from parts where I come from. Canada has taken all California wine off the shelves. Every bottle of California wine is now off the shelf in Canada. That's a $1.2 billion hit to the California wine industry. And this is all done, candidly, by one individual. Our president has attacked Canada, our closest ally, and put tariffs on them. They're now retaliating, which has had a massive impact on our tourism industry here in California. 30% drop in international tourism because Canadians are no longer coming to California. It is a multi-billion-dollar hit. So I think for ag, we need to focus on releasing the tariffs. We need to focus on long-term sustainable water policy. And then we need to be able to rekindle those relationships with our trading partners, especially here in North America and Canada, who takes an enormous amount of California veggies and fruit, nuts, and wine.
Yeah.
So that's where I'd be focused.
Okay. Let's talk about the redistricting in Prop 50,
Yeah,
right?
please.
So I think that a lot of people who live in the original version of District 1, I think that they feel like that they don't really have as much of a voice in terms of California, because California is a traditionally more blue state, right? What do you think about that? I mean, do you think it was what they call gerrymandering? Do you think that people will be underrepresented?
I will tell you this. No one wanted to be able to pursue originally Proposition 50. This is not a fight that California picked. What we saw is Texas and Donald Trump moving first. Donald Trump literally called up Greg Abbott and said, find me 5 congressional seats. This was never on our bingo card. Okay, so let's fast forward. California moved forward with a temporary redistricting. Prop 50 passed by nearly 2/3 of the vote here in California, right? And it's temporary. Number one, it all goes back to the Independent Redistricting Commission in 6 years, the next time there's a census. Number two, we are the only state in the union that had a vote of the people. It wasn't done behind closed doors. It was a vote of the people. And the people spoke loud and clear. And I want to be very clear on why that happened. I think it's a mandate. And it talks about Donald Trump's record. Donald Trump has taken food off the table for millions of Californians, taking health care away for millions of Californians, increasing the cost by $2,000 on average for every American across this country, increasing health care costs, taking women's reproductive freedom away. People are revolting. And here's what I'll also say on representation. And I don't mean to get emotional about this. I love my grandma. She has had so much impact on my life.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get back to what she taught me. You got to work hard. You have to be the hardest working person in the room. I'm a firm believer there are much smarter people than I across the North State. You got to work together. No matter your party affiliation, it's the only way you make progress stick. And you never take no for an answer for the people you work for and the issues that you believe in. So my commitment is this. No one will work harder for the North State. Doesn't matter what your party affiliation is. We have to work together. I'm going to talk to every voter in every community, in every county. That's what I do now. I represent one of the most rural areas of all of California in the California State Legislature. And what have we done? We've expanded healthcare. We've expanded addiction beds. We've expanded mental health beds. The largest non-prison investment in rural California was with Cal Poly Humboldt, transitioning Humboldt State into Cal Poly Humboldt. The largest non-prison investment in rural California in 50 years in the district that I currently represent. We're building the largest healthcare education job hub. We have to focus on what people care about. And I want to get back to the basics. I represent right now 3 counties that voted for Donald Trump. 4 counties that voted for Kamala Harris. And here's what we have in common. There's so much more in common we all have than it tears us apart. I think everyone wants to be able to have access to a good job.
Yeah, fair.
Right? They want to be able to afford a home in the community that they call home. They want to be able to go to a hospital that's open and have quality health care. They want to send their kid to a good school. These aren't partisan issues.
Right.
These are issues that we all care about. These are issues that I've been focused on, and these are issues that I've delivered on, and that's what I want to do for the North State. And the last thing I'll just say on this, I promise, last thing. I think trust is earned.
Yeah.
And if you live in a rural part of California, rightfully so, you question if that person has the right motive or if they're actually going to show up. You talk with folks where I live, you talk with folks who I work for, from the Golden Gate Bridge all the way up to the Oregon border, a third of the California coastline. It takes me 8 hours to be able to get to one end of where I work to the other.
Right.
I show up, I deliver. In Trinity County, we've rebuilt nearly every school in the county. We have increased their fire protection. We have focused on emergency preparedness. We are deploying more firefighters than ever before. That's what I think brings us together, and that's something that I'll be focused on in Congress if I'm lucky enough to be elected, and we're going to work like hell to get there.
Okay, I know we probably only have a little time left,
Yeah.
but for people who
I'm so excited
maybe,
to be with you, by the way. Thank you
yeah,
again.
it's great to have
It really
you
means
here.
the world, and I'd love to come back if you'd be willing to have me.
Definitely, absolutely. For those who just don't know you as well, they've known Congressman LaMalfa for 12 years, right? And he's pretty active in the community. People kind of get to know him,
Sure.
His family. Tell us a little bit about, your family. Like, I know you were raised by your grandmother and your mother, but married. Do you have time for a family life right now?
I do. My wife and I struggled getting pregnant, and I don't mean to. The best thing that has ever happened to us is we have a 4.5-year-old named Connor.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it is the best.
Yeah.
And he is the center of our universe. My mom lives next door to us. The best thing that happens is you open up the door and he gets ripping off over to my mom's house.
Yeah.
We live on a little piece of property. I hang out with my family a lot. I'm really close. My mom is really the only thing I have in my life besides Erica's mom and her family. We've been married for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She is the most patient individual on earth. I love where I live.
Yeah.
This is really personal for me. And the best thing in life is going out and clearing brush with Connor.
Yeah.
And we were just out. We had a millipede walking through the house the other day, thinking, where the heck did that come from? And being able to release it back out into the yard. So,
Right.
look, I love it. You'll get to meet Erica. She's very involved in everything we do. And I feel very grateful for this opportunity.
And when you do your campaigning where you're going to be going on the 8 hours, are you just driving around in like a minivan, or what's the plan?
No, look, I know we're just getting to know each other. And trust is earned.
Yeah.
Right? And right now, especially in these hyper-partisan times, and please let me know if you think I'm full of it, what I'm about to say, a lot of people just talk. But people want to see folks who show up.
Right.
And so what I do, and what I've done, and what I'm going to continue to do, is show up.
Yeah.
Go to people's kitchen tables. Talk about what their needs are. It doesn't matter if we don't agree about who we're going to vote for president. What matters is how we're going to improve the North State. And that's what my big belief is. I put aside politics and I focus on people. We've had devastating fires where I live, just like the North State. Like we've seen with 10,000 folks coming into Chico from Paradise. We've had that same thing happen during the Tubbs fire, 6,300 homes. We led the effort to be able to rebuild Santa Rosa. We have a lot in common. So it's about showing up, it's about leading, it's about building trust, and it's about delivering. And I am very involved in the communities that I would proudly represent. And I would be grateful for this opportunity. So you'll see a lot of me. It's not so much driving, but it's going to every pasta feed, every crab feed, Little League games, and showing up, showing my face, and making sure we deliver. There's a lot of need out there, don't you think?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm excited about it. And my goal, again, talk with every voter, in every community, in every county, and I'm committed to that. And you're going to see a lot of me.
Okay, let me ask you one more thing.
Yeah, please.
So
Everything.
a lot of times people associate, well, hey, you know, here in the original District 1, right, it's
Sure.
a lot of people, ag-minded people, more conservative. What do you think it is about, like, farmers, rural farmers, that associated with the more conservative politics? Because you are a Democrat, but you're from a farming family. Why do you think people make that association, and what do you think is mistaken about it?
I don't know if it's mistaken, but I'll give you my own blunt assessment.
Okay.
I'm one of the few rural Democrats in the California legislature. I'm the only rural Democrat in a century that has led the Senate. And this is what I've said, and this is where I feel really upset. One of the reasons why Donald Trump is president of the United States of America is because Democrats have forgotten about rural America. Democrats have forgotten about rural California. And if you take a look at the greatest need in this country, the greatest need in our state for jobs, for health care, tackle homelessness, the need for housing per capita, it's in rural parts of America and rural parts of the Golden State. So, one, I don't think that Democrats have shown up. I think they've talked a lot. They haven't shown up. I've delivered over $3 billion in 11 years for the people that I work for, to be able to build new schools, to build new healthcare centers, new hospitals, more roads and bridges, deploying broadband, building new universities. That's what it's all about, and that's what people want. And so when it comes to agriculture and farmers, Democrats have to be able to get to know them. Folks show up at the store, they get their milk, they get their apples, they get their almonds. They don't think it comes from trees, right?
Right.
You talk with a lot of folks in urban areas, they have no idea the source of what our #1 agricultural economy is.
Yeah.
And that's people. And so that's what you'll see of me.
Okay.
You'll see me out in the community, working with everyone to be able to deliver. And it's unacceptable to me that folks don't talk to those who may not agree with them. And I think that is also lost in these times. And please correct me if you think I'm wrong. We spend way too much time on these things.
Oh,
yelling at each other.
Everybody put it in the cell phone
There we go.
box. Yeah.
Exactly. Right? Like we spend all this
for
time
sure.
yelling at each other on social media.
Right.
What I think people want is one-on-one time, knowing what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And yep, we may not vote for the same person for president, but you know what we can agree on? Hire more firefighters, build more housing, keep our rural hospitals open, lower costs, and making sure that we protect healthcare for every Californian, everyone here in the North State.
Okay.
That's what I think we can agree upon.
Okay, 90 seconds. We're going to do a quick lightning round just for fun.
Hot dang.
Okay, favorite.
Are you gonna say the same? You have to tell me then too.
Okay.
All right, here we
Favorite
go.
boy band.
Favorite boy band, I'm gonna say NSYNC.
Oh, me too.
Oh, hey, there we go. Look at
Justin,
that. All right.
Lance, JC.
I think Justin.
Yeah,
What
I know,
happened
yeah.
to Justin though? He's like,
He's still around.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
doing stuff.
He was good on Saturday Night Live. Did you like
He
him?
was great on Saturday Night
exactly.
Live. Okay, favorite 90s sitcom.
90s sitcom. Let's see here. When was Three's Company? I was not supposed to. Was that?
That
was
might have been 80s.
Oh crap! Well, I just dated myself. Okay, how about
Close
you?
enough. Seinfeld.
Oh,
Seinfeld,
Seinfeld.
yeah.
Oh my
Seinfeld
gosh,
or Friends.
Seinfeld's really
Yep,
good.
yep.
Oh my gosh, my grandma got so upset when I was watching Three's Company.
Why?
Well, because it was like, some inappropriate humor.
Okay, maybe I'll have to check it out.
All right,
Yeah.
Mr. Furley.
Okay.
She's
I
like, wait,
never
what?
watched
What
it.
am I
I
doing?
never watched it. I was
Okay,
a
I just
90s
totally
kid.
dated myself. Thanks, Teddy, for calling me old. Holy hell. All right, here there we
Okay,
go.
just a couple more. Dog or
Okay.
cat?
Oh, my mom likes cats more than she likes humans.
Okay.
And so she has a lot of cats, and she's our neighbor.
Yes.
We have a crazy pug named Gertrude. We have chickens. 2 really fat turkeys as well.
So lots of animals.
Lots of
Any
animals.
animal. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm kind of on the same page with you. Yeah, I've got them all.
Okay,
Got
so what do you
dogs.
have?
Well, I have 3 dogs, 2 cats, and aspirations to have horses again. I grew up riding.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So tell me about your dogs.
Oh man, they're all adopted and they're all ferocious German Shepherd mixes and stuff. They're just sweet shelter dogs. I love them all.
German Shepherds, though, shed a lot, don't they?
German Shedders?
Yes. Oh, German Shedders.
You
I
have
love
to.
it.
They all come with a Roomba. Yeah, you got to
Nice.
buy a
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
Yeah, and that.
I love horses, by the way. They are the best. And isn't
Yeah.
it therapy for you?
It absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Someday I'll get back to it, but they are a lot of time.
They are. And they are eating machines. They eat a lot. Our
Yes.
neighbors have horses.
Maybe we could use them more often for wildfire prevention.
I love that.
Just unleash the horses out there with the grazing goats.
And goats are just voracious eaters. So
Yes.
I raised pygmy goats as breeding projects when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And Connor's going to be going into FFA, or into 4-H, excuse
Yeah.
me. So we're really excited about getting goats again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, awesome. Listen, and we covered a lot.
Favorite food?
He's going to keep us going.
And see, there we
love
go.
it.
I know.
Okay, this may or may not be considered a food, but Reese's peanut butter cups. I
Are you
know, it's so
serious?
simple,
No,
right?
I love Reese's, even peanut
Yeah,
butter.
Me too.
Yes.
I know. I make even a broccoli stir fry with peanut butter. It's so good. You make the sauce. Okay, yeah.
Is it like a
soy
Thai thing?
sauce? Yep, it's like a Thai peanut satay sauce. You just use peanut butter, soy, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of lemon. You're good to go.
Are you serious?
Yep. Try it with some chicken and broccoli.
I am so. Are you a sweet person versus
I'm
savory?
a savory. No, I'm savory, sweet and salty, like a kettle corn, the sweet and salty kind of mix.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how come you go to peanut butter cups? Just because of the salty and sweet?
Yeah, I think that's why I love it so much.
Reese's Pieces or no Reese's Pieces?
I'll take any Reese's product. It's fine with me.
Hey,
Yes.
see, there we go.
Anything
I
that
love
they
it.
make. Yeah.
That is very cool. I love peanut butter. So
Yes.
it is, I will eat it by the spoonful.
Yeah.
I probably should not admit that. So, hey, there we go. I am so excited to be with you. Thank
Yeah,
you so
thank you
much.
so much,
Oh my
too. It
gosh,
was really
it's
nice
such a
getting to
pleasure.
know you.
And
Yep.
bring on the Reese's.
All right.
All
Yeah,
right. Hey,
sounds
see, there we
good.
go.
We'll check in again
All right.
soon.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening today. I decided to offer this podcast after enough of you let me know that you wanted a deeper dive into certain stories than you get on our TV broadcasts. We elect certain people to represent our voice, but who are they really? My hope is that this podcast answers that question. I love your feedback, and I want to know who you'd like to hear from next. Just fill out that comment section and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or Spotify.